Hello, everyone, and welcome. Glad you can join us today. Today, our focus is on cleanup tools. And I will go ahead and do a quick introduction of myself before we get started here. My name is Lori Rubin. I'm a product evangelist for Mylio Photos. I'm also a professional photographer specializing in wildlife and nature photography. I've also been a photo educator, have been in this industry for many, many years. I love it. So I'm really happy to be able to share this with you today. We also have with us Aaron, who will be keeping an eye on chat and answering some questions. So thank you so much, Aaron, for joining us today. Well, this is our agenda. This is what we plan to talk about today. We're going to talk about efficient photo cleanup. So there's a tool called Cleanup QuickCollections to help you find and manage photos. We'll also look at QuickReview, which makes it really fast and easy to flag or rate your images and even hide or delete the ones that you don't want. And then throughout this presentation, we'll look at some little tips along the way. And then I'll just remind you of some other cleanup tools. I do have some links in chat. I'll also have it once we record this video in the description box, so you can go back and take a look at more information. Well, we're going to go ahead and start out with talking about Cleanup QuickCollections. This is a really handy tool. It's in your quick filter section here, this little icon. And there's different options that are available to help you clean up images in your Mylio Photos library that might be taking up a lot of disk space on your hard drives, on your computer, on your phone, etc. So we'll focus on camera cleanup, need to organize, review for cleanup, and screenshot cleanup. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Mylio Photos, and I'll go ahead and show you what this is all about. So again, we need to get into our quick filter section. So at the very, very top of the screen, it says open sidebar. And if I click to open this up, you're going to see all of our quick filters. This is a great and quick way to find images. You can search, you can find combinations of different options that are available to you. I think it's one of the best ways I've ever experienced being able to find and search for images. Another way you can open up this little panel here, I'm going to go ahead and close this up, is down at the very bottom, you should see what's called the quick filters, or it looks like a little filter there. I'll go ahead and click on that. This will expand on this section here. And we're going to take a look at this little icon here. This is for our quick collections. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And you'll see there's many different options that are available for you. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on camera cleanup, the need to organize, review for cleanup, and screenshot cleanup. So these four here. So let's go ahead and start with camera cleanup. I'll go ahead and click on this section here. The very first thing I want you to notice is up at the very top of your screen on the left-hand corner, there's going to be, we call these pills, these little blue pills here that appear. And these are different filters that have been applied in order to show eyes closed and blurry. So camera cleanup is specifically for finding images of people or animals with their eyes closed, and maybe some blurry images that you might want to delete. So I'm going to go ahead and just open this one up, for example. So we've got his eyes that are closed, so that's a good one. This one's pretty blurry, as is this one. Here's one that's not such a good image, shooting through a fence. And this is kind of an eye half closed, I guess you could consider. It's a horse in a trailer. And this one for sure is blurry, so we'll want to get rid of that. Now, if you want to get rid of images, you can either select on a single image that's highlighted with a blue border, hold your shift key to select all of them, or your command control key to go through and choose non-contiguous type photos here. All you have to do is right click. This will pull up your actions menu. There's different sections within this menu here, but what we're going to look at is under photo. You can see it says delete files. So I can go ahead and delete those files, and that will be removed from my Mylio Photos library. These will be put into my system trash. So I do have one more step before I actually empty my recycle bin or my system trash to grab those if I decide I don't want to delete them. But that's how you would find eyes closed and blurry. Again, that's in the quick collection under camera cleanup. The next one we're going to take a look at is need to organize. So I'll go ahead and click on need to organize. And again, let's take a look at the top of the screen. It's looking for images that were photographed within the last 90 days that do not have any star ratings, and they have not been flagged yet. So this is reminding you of how you can go through and start adding labels and flags. to make sure that it's really easy for you to find things. And by the way, if you ever want to find those ratings, labels, and flags, you would just expand this section here. I could look at all my 5-star, 4-star labels that I've applied, pick flags, reject flags, or a combination thereof. So that's how you would find them. We're going to choose the next one, which is called Review for Cleanup. Review for Cleanup down here, the second one up from the bottom here, is going to show you all images that have 1 star, 2 stars, or they have not been, there's a reject flag. This is something that Erin showed me because I noticed that my hidden or reject flagged files were not showing up here. So if you don't see them, simply go to your More menu at the top right-hand corner of your screen. At the very top where it says Show Rejected Photos, simply click on that to turn it on. And as I scroll down here, you'll notice that there's a bunch of images that have this little X reject flag. And they're hidden from my Mylio Photos library. But I can pull these up, and these are ones that I probably want to delete. I decided, you know what, these are rejects, but I'm going to hold them for now. I don't want necessarily to delete them right away. I might want to review them. So these I may want to grab all and delete, or maybe I'll change my mind and decide to save some of these. But that is under the section here for Review for Cleanup. And the last one we want to take a look at is Screenshot Cleanup. I'll go ahead and click on here. And by default, it's going to pull up all my Apple Photos library files. I've actually got some in my screenshot folder here that I want to show you. So these might be screenshots that you've taken on your phone, and they might be like food shots or directions or miscellaneous things like you see here on the screen. I may not want to keep those after a while. So this is a great way to find your screenshots, and then you can decide whether you want to save or delete any of these. Okay, so those are the sections for our collections. You can also save your own, and you can also manage these as well. All right, the next thing I want to show you is what we call Quick Review. And this really makes it quick and easy to flag, add star ratings, and you can even hide files as well with the pick or reject flags here. I'll show you some keyboard shortcuts that you can find, and I'll show you how it automatically advances. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go back into Mylio Photos. And this time I'm going to go ahead and close out of the quick filter menu here for a moment. We'll go back to my folders. So I've got these guys ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to scan through and look at these Arctic foxes. This is quite fascinating to me because normally they have these beautiful white fluffy coats. That's why they're called Arctic foxes. But in the summertime, when it's really hot, they shed their coat and they've got this beautiful kind of two-toned effect. So I'm going to go through this series of images to decide which ones I might want to keep or which ones I may want to delete. So the first thing I want to do is I want to turn on what's called Quick Review. So you want to go to the upper right-hand corner of the menu where you click on those triple dots. And then what you can do is go through and choose Quick Review. So that's this section down here. Click on Quick Review. And what that'll do, it's actually going to pull up an image here. So I'm going to go through, let's go ahead and scroll through. I'm going to try to find those Arctic foxes again. I don't think I clicked on those. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's start with this one here. This one I've already tagged with the 2-star rating here, and I'll kind of tell you how I decide how I rate these. You can choose whatever you want to assign as far as your labels of stars, but let me just show you how this works. 1 star, if I click on 1 star, you'll notice that here it says 1. 1 star might be, you know what, I don't really care for this image that much. I may want to delete it, not too sure. 2 stars might be, it's a sentimental reason why I want to keep it, may not want to delete it. 3 stars might be, I've got to decide what I want to do with it. 4 might be a pretty good photo. I'll go ahead and keep it. And 5 is what I consider my hero images, ones that I might want to share on social media, print, or share with friends and family. So let's go ahead and go through some of these. Now, what I can do is, right now I'm on a desktop or a laptop, and I can use keyboard shortcuts. So we're going to start going through and kind of star rating some of these, and then I'll show you the flags. So what I can do is I can use the numbers 1 through 5 to rate these images. So let's suppose I want to turn this one into a 2-star. I'll just press 2 on my keyboard. I can also just simply click on the stars up here. Now I can compare, there's 2 images here that are slightly similar, but this one definitely has better focus. So this one I may decide, you know what, I probably don't want it, but I'm going to keep it just in case. So I'll do this as a 1-star. This one, I'm going to move up to a 4-star. And then, of course, we have these two. That one's a little bit more blurry. I like this one better. So let's go ahead and make this a 4-star, and we'll bump this down to 2. So as you can see, we can go through here and quickly add star ratings, and it automatically advances. There's also this pick flag here. There's a pick flag with a checkbox, and there's an X for reject. Now, how I use these is when I'm coming back from, let's say, Arizona or a photo shoot, I'll go through and actually apply these flag ratings, the checkboxes, to ones that I might want to go through and edit or save or move to a different location. And X will be reject. I'm not actually deleting these. What it's going to do is it's going to hide it from my Mylio Photos library, but I can always reveal it by going back into Quick Filters under ratings, labels, and tags, and I can go ahead and reveal those hidden files. So let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 images here. They're not the best. In fact, I don't really like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a reject. So what I'll do is I can press the X on my keyboard. And by the way, I've shared a link with you for the keyboard shortcuts. So X is to reject and P is to pick. So let's go ahead and reject this, and I'll show you what happens with this image here. If I press this little flag, it's going to ask to confirm if you want to reject this, and you can choose not to show this dialog box again, or just go ahead and say yes. And what it does is it hides it for now. It's kind of dimming it down. And then this next one here, let's suppose, well, actually, let's pick this one. Let's suppose I want to do some more editing. I'm going to crop in here, maybe add a little bit more detail. I'm going to go ahead and choose the pick flag. So I can choose P for pick. And as you'll notice, see, there's a little pick flag here. And I can, go back and apply star ratings if I want. But again, this is a quick way to go through to add your hide, pick, and your star ratings. And that is QuickReview. To get out of QuickReview, simply click on the escape key, and it'll take you back to where you were. So let's go back into folders for a moment. Some more cleanup tools. Now, I've got a couple links for photo dedupe and photo declutter from recent coffee breaks that Angela did, and they're really good. It's about half an hour or so. She dives into more detail about how to remove images from your photo library, let's say with photo dedupe and photo declutter. The differences between the two, by the way, photo dedupe, Mylio Photos is looking for the exact photo. It's got to be the same resolution, the same file size. It has to be bit per bit the same image. Versus photo declutter, which is looking for a series of images that were shot within a certain time frame. So let's suppose you're out photographing birds and you're holding down that shutter button. You could have 8, 12, 14 images in a row, and you may not want to keep all of those. You can go through and select which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to delete. We also have the opportunity to free up space on a camera roll or media library. I also have a link for that. So if you want to, you can set the actual dates, for instance, of how long you want to keep certain images within your camera roll. And Mylio Photos will put original copy onto your what we call vaults or external drives, for instance, so that you can keep backup copies of those. We're getting to the end of this presentation. I do want to let you know that we do have some other events that happen every single week. And what I'm going to do here is I will put links to these into the chat as well. I'll talk briefly about them. We've got Ready, Set, Go. In fact, some of you folks might recognize me from Ready, Set, Go. I'm there twice a day, 5 days a week for beginners. We're starting out getting you guys up and running, showing you some of the major features within Mylio Photos to get you excited. And so that's Ready, Set, Go. Hope you'll join me there. Angela does live Q&As every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11:30 Pacific time. And this is open to anybody who wants to ask questions. And even if you just want to kind of lurk in the background and listen to what people have to say. And then Fridays, like this one here, we have what are called coffee breaks. These are really focusing on certain aspects of Mylio Photos. So it gives you a little bit more in-depth information. We also have special guests, events, and partners throughout the month. And we also have additional help. I do want to point out this Learn panel, by the way. This little book here in the lower right-hand corner of the screen is Learn panel. You can be in any view in Mylio Photos, and this will pop up. This is a place where you can ask questions. You can find out some quick support type questions here if you want to look up help. And my favorite is looking up these links here. So some of the links that I gave you are actually going to be shown in this guide here. This is the Mylio Photos manual that's about 700 pages or so. Pretty much everything you wanted to know about Mylio Photos. So if you wanted to learn more about, let's say, photo dedupe, or let's just do that. Let's type in photo dedupe. And what it should pull up is some links to go and find information about it. So here's using quick filters in photo dedupe or duplicate files. So you can go in here, take a look. There's usually a screenshot, some step-by-step instructions, and there might even be a quick tip tutorial there as well. Okay, so let me see with that. Pull up this again. I think we are at the end of our presentation. Want to keep it short and sweet today, but wanted to make sure that you folks were aware that there are other tools besides photo dedupe and photo declutter to clean up images in your Mylio Photos library.